Hi guys, some of you may or may not know that I am a horticultural student, so I'm a student of gardening, and I've really spent a lot of time trying to work on this garden and put lots of beautiful plants in it and really try and get it up to a good standard. About 6 years ago or more, this garden was really barren, had nothing in it at all apart from like a rabbit hutch and a few odd plants and a rose or whatever. And over the years, since I've gone on this course of horticulture, I've tried to get it to a good standard, so I thought I'd give you a tour of my garden. So here we go. And if you want a more in-depth look at plants and a few tips of plants, check out my next video where I give you some tips on plants like box, lavender, herbs, etc. So this video is to be a quick look at the garden and to show you my plants. Here we go. So start over in the shady part of the garden. This is an Ilex aquifolium. So it's a holly. It's probably not an aquifolium, but it might be it's definitely holly. It's a holly bush that I planted there. Over here we've got a lavandula or lavender. Lavender's normally like really sunny locations. This is quite shady, but it has kind of moved its way through, and it's gone through this rose bush, and it looks quite nice actually, trailing over the edge here. But I've had this for quite a few years, so it's quite woody, so I've had it for quite a few years, and it's beautiful scent, and I love the way it's cascading over here. Next is this Buxum sempervirens. So Buxus sempervirens is used in lots of formal gardens. You can get it in balls. This is like a lovely pyramid, and put it in a nice pot. This gives nice structure to your garden. It's evergreen as well. Moving next over to these azaleas. These are evergreen azaleas, so when the flowers go, the greenery is going to stay, so that's really nice. And behind it is a rhododendron. Now, azaleas and rhododendrons both need acidic soil, which is called ericaceous compost if you want to use that. So these both need acid soil. Behind it here, we've got lemon balm. Lemon balm is really good for depression. You can put it in some teas or eat it. It's very nice. It's got a beautiful lemony scent. Here is an apple tree. This is Malus Prince Albert. Malus is the genus name for apple. So this is a beautiful, lovely apple tree. And I've got another apple tree over there. But this is an old Victorian variety, Prince Albert. And I love my history, so I thought I'd get a nice, beautiful Victorian variety that hardly anyone's heard of. So there's that. Down here, as we go into the beds, we have some dahlias. Now, I've been planting my dahlias in pots and planting them into the ground. Round the edge of the pots is a copper ring. You can see that. That stops the slugs getting to them because it gives them electric shock, a static electric shock. So I've got dahlias and I've sunken them all in the ground. So I've got a few dahlias, some petunias, gladioli. These got big, huge stems, and they send up a lovely, beautiful, tall floreta of flowers. I've got some more dahlias, a bedding plants of petunias, mixed in with some impatiens, busy lizzie. I've got this beautiful, gorgeous lighthouse here. And the lighthouse actually spins around at night, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. Amongst these other plants are these dahlias and petunias. And then up here, which is really taken off this year, is these climbers. These are probably a mixture of clematis, jasmine and honeysuckle. Probably going to be jasmine and clematis on the trellis there. Moving over, I have several hanging baskets. I love hanging baskets, and these are really turned out really nice this year. I made 2 of these this year, and I've made it with the core liner here, so you can actually put holes in the core liner and stick plants through. And one that's absolutely fantastic is this lobelia, and you can see on this one it's absolutely taken off. It actually fills the entire basket, so you can't see any of the core. And this is beautiful lobelia. It could be trailing lobelia, or I think this is compact lobelia. And then inside I planted lovely petunias. At the top here we have the absolutely gorgeous fuchsias. I think in here there is like 3 different types of fuchsia. There's one there, one here, one there. At the central here we have a helix, Hendra helix, which is the English ivy. There. And move to the main feature here, my main one, which is a big one I did this year, which is covered in the compact lobelia. And then we have some ivy, some trailing geranium ivies, which are there, and they have beautiful white flowers, and they're meant to trail over as well. In the centre here we have a white cedar. I was hoping that's going to be a big central point of the hanging basket, and it's evergreen as well, so that's going to last over the winter. One of my favourite plants ever is the dianthus, and I have dianthus scattered all around this garden, and that really looks beautiful, and it's a beautiful, fantastic hanging basket. And moving down to the last hanging basket here, of course, some dianthus, mixed in with one of the most beautiful plants that there ever is, and that is Petunia night sky. And I'm not sure if the camera can really pick it up, but it is an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous plant. Have a look at that, maybe focus on that. Really beautiful, gorgeous plant. Now, I got these in January or February last year, this year. Bought them as little tiny little plug plants, and then grew them. And so you can get these in the garden centre, hopefully, but if not, you have to try online. But they're absolutely beautiful, gorgeous plants. Then going down this table, I made this week to put my plants to the sunniest section. And this is my growing table of all different bits. Here I've got a tomato plant, I think it's called Tomato Shirley. And then over here, this is another beautiful plant. I just picked this up at the garden centre. I just wandered around the garden centre and found this and thought, oh, that looks nice. A Helichrysum, beautiful, beautiful flowers, lovely foliage there. And then some strawberry plants in a terracotta pot. And at the back here, we've got lots of different things. We have honeysuckle. Oh no, that's an apple. Honeysuckle here. On both of these, and then an enormous bay tree. I absolutely I love bay, and this bay tree has grown enormous, and I absolutely adore it. I love my herbs. Then we have a apple tree. This one is Granny Smith. I love Granny Smith apples, so I had to grow a Granny Smith. If you're growing apple trees, it's best to grow with two varieties because they need to pollinate each other. Some of them are self-fertile, like this one, but it's best you get a better crop if you have two or more. And if you go for the brambly apple, the cooking apple, you need three. This is a shrub called Druzy. I'm not sure, I got it from the pound shop. Pound shop's a good place to get shrubs and things. Moving over to the next bed, which I made, my brother-in-law helped to make this raised bed here. This huge shrub here is a hibiscus. I got this from the pound shop and it's actually grown enormously. You shouldn't really put large things at the front of the bed, but I planted this when I didn't really know better, and so I've left it there because I can't be bothered to move it because it's a huge hassle to move huge things. Here we've got growing up this trellis is the beautiful jasmine, has a lovely scent. This has done really, really well since I planted it. It's taken over and it's flowered several years. In between here somewhere we have a blackcurrant bush on this side and a blackberry bush on this side. Going down into the bed here we have a lovely Euonymus. I got this from Sainsbury's for hardly any money at all, so variegated Euonymus. I do love pagan and Greek gods and whatever, and fairies and whatnot. So I've got my Aphrodite here, and she's lit up every night. Behind her is a Dahlia. In front of it is a beautiful dianthus, and there is bulbs planted in here as well. Also a hosta. Hosta the same. You can see there with the gold rim. Slugs and snails absolutely adore hostas, so that's why I sunk in the pot there and did that. And over here is a lavender as well. It's good to have lavender trailing over paths because as you brush past it you get the scent. In a lovely terracotta pot here, I love my herbs, so we've got sage, lavender and a apple mint. I love apple mint, it smells beautiful. And last here in this pot is this lobelia again. You can see this is when it's not in in a basket, and it does actually spread over like that. Dahlias again, and some bulbs coming in there. So that is my garden. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to know a bit more about plants, check out my next video. Thank you very much. Goodbye.